Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad you are here, and today, we are going to talk about a famous singer, Taylor Swift. We will look at her life story and how she became so successful. From her early years to becoming a superstar, Taylor's journey is full of hard work and amazing achievements. Taylor Swift is an American singer, songwriter, and actress. She was born on December 13, 1989, in Reading, Pennsylvania, USA. Taylor's full name is Taylor Allison Swift. She became famous for writing songs about her life and her feelings, especially about love and relationships. And here is the story of her history and path to success. So let's get started. In a small town called Reading in Pennsylvania, a little girl named Taylor Allison Swift was born on December 13, 1989. Taylor's family lived in a quiet place and she had a big dream. From a young age, Taylor loved music. She loved singing, dancing, and making up songs. She was very creative. When Taylor was just a little girl, her parents noticed her talent. Her mother, Andrea, encouraged her to sing. Taylor's dad, Scott, worked in business but also loved music. They both supported her dreams. When she was 10 years old, Taylor began to sing at local talent shows and fairs. She started learning how to play the guitar. Soon she began writing her own songs. She would write songs about her life, her feelings, and things she thought about. Taylor was always a bit shy, but when she was on stage she felt happy and free. She dreamed of being a big singer one day. But her town was small and it wasn't easy to become a famous singer from there. When Taylor was 14 years old, her family made an important decision. They moved to Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville is known as the home of country music. Taylor was excited to be there because she knew it was the place where dreams could come true. In Nashville, Taylor worked hard to get noticed. She performed at different events and showed her music to record companies. First it was tough. People didn't always believe in her. But Taylor didn't give up. She kept trying and soon someone heard her music. One day a record company called Big Machine Records signed her. She was now ready to start her career as a singer. At only 15 years old, Taylor was ready to begin her journey to fame. In 2006, when Taylor was just 16 years old, she released her first album called Taylor Swift. The album had country songs and it was very personal to her. One of the songs, called Tim McGraw, was about a relationship and her feelings about high school. People loved the song and it became a big hit. Even though Taylor was young, her music was deep and her fans could relate to it. Soon more people started to listen to her songs and she began to get more attention. Taylor was becoming more famous and her dream was coming true. In 2008, Taylor released her second album called Fearless. This album made her a big star. It had songs about love, heartbreak, and growing up. One of the most famous songs from this album was Love Story. It was a song about a love story that was like a fairy tale. People all over the world loved it. Another famous song from the album was You Belong With Me. It was a song about wanting someone who didn't know how much you cared about them. Fans all over the world loved how Taylor wrote about real feelings that everyone could understand. Fearless won many awards. It even won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year in 2010. Taylor was only 20 years old at that time and she was already one of the biggest stars in music. In 2012, Taylor released an album called Red. This album was different from her first two. She mixed country music with pop and rock. Some of the songs were slower and more emotional, while others were faster and full of energy. One of the most famous songs from Red was We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. It was a fun song about breaking up with someone. It was very catchy and it became a huge hit. Taylor also had a song called I Knew You Were Trouble, which was about a bad relationship. The album Red showed that Taylor was not just a country singer anymore. She was growing into a pop star and people loved the new style. In 2014, Taylor released 1989, an album that was completely pop music. She wanted to make music that was fun and full of energy. The album was named after the year she was born, and it had songs like Shake It Off and Blank Space. Shake It Off was a song about not letting people's negativity bring you down. Taylor had faced a lot of gossip and criticism over the years, and this song was her way of saying, I don't care what people think. The album, 1989, became one of her most successful albums ever. It sold millions of copies and won many awards, including more Grammy Awards. Taylor was now known all over the world and she had fans from all different countries. In 2017, Taylor released an album called Reputation. This album was different from anything she had made before. It had songs that were darker and more serious. The album was about Taylor's feelings after being in the spotlight for so long and dealing with a lot of rumors and drama. One of the most famous songs from Reputation was Look What You Made Me Do. It was a song about how people had treated her badly, and she was ready to stand up for herself. The music was different with a strong beat and cool sounds. Fans loved it, and Taylor showed that she could change her music to reflect where she was in life. In 2019, Taylor released Lover. This album was brighter and more romantic than her last one. It had songs like Me and You Need to Calm Down, which were happy and fun. Taylor's music had changed again, and now she was writing songs that celebrated love and kindness. Lover was full of songs that made fans feel good and happy. It showed that Taylor was always growing and evolving as an artist. She was no longer just a country singer or a pop star. She was a singer who could write songs for many different people and moods. In 2020, something unexpected happened. Taylor released 2 albums in the same year. The first album was called Folklore, and it was very different from anything she had done before. It was more peaceful, soft, and full of stories. The songs were about nature, love, and life. One of the most famous songs from Folklore was Cardigan. A few months later, Taylor released another album called Evermore. This album was similar to Folklore, with a quiet and calm sound. Taylor was experimenting with new styles, and both albums received great reviews. Throughout her career, Taylor Swift has become one of the most successful singers in the world. But she's not just known for her music. Taylor is also known for being kind and generous. She has donated money to many charities and helped people who are in need. She also speaks out about issues she cares about, like women's rights and equality. Taylor Swift is one of the most famous and successful singers in the world. She is known for writing songs that are personal, emotional, and easy to relate to. Taylor has inspired many young people to follow their dreams and stay true to themselves. Even though she started in country music, Taylor Swift has shown that she can change and grow, which is why her music is loved by so many different people. She continues to make music and is still very popular today. Taylor Swift's story shows that no matter where you come from or how old you are, you can achieve your dreams if you work hard and never give up. And that's the story of Taylor Swift, a girl who dreamed of becoming a singer, worked hard, and became a star. She's a role model for millions of fans around the world. And her music will continue to inspire people for many years to come. I hope this story helps you understand Taylor Swift's journey in a fun, easy way. It shows how she grew from a little girl with a big dream into a superstar who is known and loved by millions of people. Please support us by subscribing and liking to follow our channel. I hope you learned something new today. See you next time. Thanks for watching.